And today we have a special guest, Ryan, who's a new developer, fairly new. I know he's getting his stuff together, and I thought everyone can learn a little bit of something from his path that he's chosen, the tools that he's using to learn to develop, and also, connect with him because he wants to connect with you guys. And we should all try to get together more. The more people that connect, the better development environment we can create, and more apps, and get all the latest technology and share things with, sometimes you come across something that's really great and you want to share it with somebody else. So it's always good to connect on LinkedIn or X or whatever social media you're on. So I found Ryan on X, and I loved what he had to say on there and the stuff that he's sharing. So I'm bringing him on the show today. I believe he's with us. There he is, Ryan. How's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Great, great. So have great to have you with us. And yeah, so tell us a little bit about how did you come to tech, and what's going on? What tools are you using to learn, and what languages are you learning?
It was a little bit of a road coming into tech. I got out of the military, tried a whole bunch of different things, and I was looking for challenge. So I decided to try to learn programming. I started to like it, and then started to learn more and more, and it's starting to snowball for me. So I signed up for some school, and pretty much I'm doing a boot camp right now, and then I'm just kind of going with that.
Are you using learning JavaScript or like Python, or what kind of language are you working with?
Yes, it's a full stack web developer boot camp. Excuse me, HTML, CSS, of course, JavaScript. We're just getting into Node. I believe we're gonna learn the MERN stack, so MongoDB, Express, React, and I believe those are the ones. I have to check the syllabus again, but should be graduating about April timeframe.
Okay, What's the name of it?
Of the
The
school,
boot
it's
camp.
okay. Well, it's just coding boot camp, but it's hosted at UT Austin down here in Texas.
Okay, okay. So it's a university, and can anybody find it, or do you got to be local?
Anyone, it's remote.
Oh, okay, cool, excellent. And so yeah, I recommend. You're on X, so I love what you post there. But I recommend getting on LinkedIn, because that's the best place to connect with people. And I recommend if you check out. Well, you're still kind of getting a feel for everything, but I would recommend to kind of jump into. Don't be afraid to, like, go out on your own a little bit once because there's so much out there. So don't restrict yourself just to, I guess, the syllabus, but just go out there, try new things, try to connect with new people. On YouTube, there's sort of an ocean of stuff which you can get lost in. So, so it's always good to try to, like, focus a little bit, which you're doing. That's what's so good about the boot camps and the coding schools, is that it focuses you in the ocean of just you could do this project, you could do that project, and there's so many different languages. Um, so I recommend trying to connect with a guy named Susanna Vets. That's his last name, and he's on LinkedIn, and he has a whole bunch of books on how to program, and how to, because once you learn the programming, and once you do your development, and make your apps or whatever, your projects, then the next thing is like, oh, how do I get a job? So, which is a totally different ballgame. So what you want to do is you want to try to connect and get that information on how to do interviews. So with Susanna Betts, his book is all about recognizing the how do you say that there's a certain format in coding and in coding interviews and how to recognize that, and they kind of use the same kind of things over and over again. So so if you connect with that those books that he has, that's a big help for you to get a job, and also it also helps with just programming in general. So you learn the
Yeah.
coding, you do certain things over and over again, and then but then his book kind of helps you recognize that, and I think that's a really good pointer for later on. But don't be afraid to like look at it right away too, because it'll help you earlier on in your in your journey. So how is it now? I mean, is it do you find it difficult, or is uh fun, or I know you said you're up all night, right?
Oh yeah, it's all of the above. Uh, no, it's a blast. I'm loving it. I pretty much break myself or break my way to success.
Yeah.
Just a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. Have you finished any projects yet, or are you just still Um, have you worked on any components? Are you doing any kind of React stuff?
Not yet on the React. We've done a little bit of just the smaller end projects, a lot of the beginner projects, weather tracker, mainly API stuff, and we're just now getting into, like I was saying, the Node, and I think we're going to work off of that and then work our way towards back to the front end.
Right. I know in the beginning it can seem like overwhelming, like, oh my God, what is this? Like, what am I looking at? Right. But once you start, like, once install Node, and then you get this thing installed and that thing installed, then it becomes like, oh yeah, I already did that. But I would just, yeah, it's a little daunting in the beginning. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, what's going on here? I'm lost. I felt that way a lot of times in the beginning. I was like, oh man, but you just keep going. And it sounds like you're on the right track. Uh, but definitely get on LinkedIn. I look forward to connecting with you on there.
Yes.
And I know you're getting that all set up. Uh, and there's a lot of AI tools. Watch this episode too, again, because a couple of guys are going to give pointers on how to really create your LinkedIn page in such a way. There's a lot of AI tools too to help you kind of give you ideas to connect with other people, and make the best out of the platform, because it's a really amazing platform. It's very unique. There isn't any other platform quite like it, um, especially for jobs, and especially for developers. I think it's best for developers actually. And X is great too. I mean, it's changed. What's your thoughts on X? I mean, were you on there before
For a little bit,
before the transition?
I was mainly on Facebook around that time. And then I tried out Twitter because everyone else was using it around that time, and it was all right. And I kind of fell off, and then I started the boot camp. They were like, hey, you should go follow some other developers. Kind of just you know put your finger on the pulse kind of thing with tech. I'm sorry. So I went back with X, and it's been phenomenal. Like a lot of the people I've met, there's well just a wealth of knowledge. There's a ton of people
Yeah,
sharing, helping others, and a lot of people in my position or just figuring out they want to start programming. And
right.
yeah, amazing creative.
Inspirational stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a niche for X too. Like, well, I'm from the old school like Twitter stuff, and I really kind of got used to that. And then when Elon Musk took it over, I was like, it went through a transition. I think it's going somewhere now, in a different place. But it took a little while, and I was very disappointed at first. Like, I was like, wait, what's going on here? I was like, everything came to a halt,
Yeah.
and this is bad. And then it started to get good, and then it get bad again. It's kind of going up and down. But I think they just need to work out the kinks. He fired a lot of people, um, And I think you just have to, you actually, I know it sounds bad. It sounds like, you're a bad guy because you're firing a bunch of people, which I know that's not good. But
Sometimes it's
when
needed.
you have a big organization like that and you want to do something, a lot of the people are not going to fall in line what you want to do. So you got to kind of mold it. And I know it sounds mean or something, but it's just my opinion. I think I'd see it going somewhere. I mean, what's your opinion?
He definitely has a vision for it, and like you said, it's not great. I mean, there's a lot of jobs lost, a lot of hardship, but he is a CEO now. He has a vision. He's driving it in a certain direction. Which direction I don't really know, but it looks good. And you have to model your business in the direction that you're going so it will survive, thrive, and especially in this type of community because you can have something at the top and it just falls the next day. One bad PR stunt or this or that. So
Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah. I see it going somewhere too. I mean, just in the algorithm, I think where I'm seeing the like before when they had Twitter, it was just like you just follow all these people as much as you can. Just follow people, right? And they were very liberal about it. It was just like, and they would some of them you get maybe like 10% of the people follow you back, and then you unfollow the ones who doesn't follow. But now I think Twitter or X is turning into something that's more community. Like I find a lot of action and benefit from the community pages,
yes,
which weren't there. Well, I guess they were there before, but now that's kind of like more apparent or sort of easier to get to, I guess. And so I found that commenting, which is good, right? Like I think it's beneficial actually, rather than there's sort of the like follow and then you unfollow and then it's just about all following. But I like the interaction better, and I think it's probably more beneficial to connect with people they actually can make a connection, which is sort of like what LinkedIn is kind of. Even though it's totally different and a different setup, the idea is you want to connect with people. So
yeah.
I think in that sense, Twitter X is actually, it's still got a long way to go. I have to say, but it takes some a little effort. Like I know some people are real frustrated, even some other developers. Susanna Betts, who I mentioned that you should connect with. You can connect with him on X too, but I don't know if he's going to be there much longer. He's like really frustrated. He's like, oh, but I think it's just you got to focus in, and not necessarily that you have to be a good programmer or anything. You just use your creativity. It doesn't have anything to do with programming. Just the user creativity, and I think it'll get there soon. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. But thanks so much. We're getting to the 15-minute mark in about a minute, so I want to kind of wrap it up because I got a couple other guests. But
All right.
thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on with us. I know it's a leap and you're in the beginning stages, but
Yeah,
I could see you're going to do it. Great. Just keep trudging along with the journey here, and get on LinkedIn, man. I want to see you on there because I want to connect with you on there too.
I'll be on there in the beginning of next year. I'll have everything up, and thank you for having me. This was a blast.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Thank you so much for coming on. And tell everybody how they can get a hold of you on X.
Yes, I'm on X. My username's H3XIVALL. Yeah, I probably should make it a little
Okay,
easier.
cool. No, that's great. Take note, everybody. Connect with Ryan. All right, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon.